There's a new study out on the production of green hydrogen from IDTechEX, and it's written by Dr. Daniele Gatti, and it talks about the adoption of electrolyzers, which are used to produce green hydrogen over the course of the 2020s. So we're going to talk to Daniele at his home in Italy, and welcome to the interview, Daniele.
Hi, Markham, and thank you for your invitation.
Well, let's start with an overview of your study, please.
Yeah, so we at IDTechEX, we decided to perform these studies about green hydrogen and electrolyzer because we first investigated the wide concept of hydrogen economy, where we address the fuel cell and hydrogen production, and then we focus on in the second studies about electrolyzer, where we investigated the technology itself. We investigated the technical aspect of the different type of electrolyzer, the alkaline, the PEM electrolyzer, and the solid oxide. And then we also investigated the end users aspect. So who is going to, who will be the main user of the hydrogen into next years. So this is the main, the two big aspects of the topic of the research.
Well, let's talk about the technology. I mean, are we seeing significant advances in the various types of equipment that are used to produce green hydrogen?
Well, yeah, let's say the electrolyzers, I mean, as we've seen, there are three types mainly of electrolyzers. Let's say 3+1, I would say, because we have also the anion exchange electrolyzer. And at the current state of the art, what's actually, let's say, ready on the market is the alkaline and the PEM electrolyzer, so the proton exchange membrane electrolyzer. These are the two main electrolyzers available. And the differences between them is, of course, let's say, cost, of course, and efficiency. So efficiency in terms of hydrogen purity. So it depends where are we going to use this high purity hydrogen. So then we are going to choose which type of electrolyzer are we going to install.
And in these two main types of electrolyzers, are there any innovations that we're seeing in the technology that suggest that they will, either their efficiency will increase or their costs will go down? I mean, is there intense innovation in this industry, or is it really rolling out, well-established technology?
Well, the alkaline electrolyzer, as I mentioned before, is a well-known technology. It's been there since many, many years. Although with the new application for, let's say, coupling the alkaline electrolyzer with renewable energies requires some let's say, to customize the adoption of the alkaline to the renewable energy. So there are new studies related to that. For the PEM electrolyzer, it is a newer technology. So for the PEM electrolyzer, there are still some studies ongoing, but I would say that mostly the technology is, let's say, it's there, it's ready. There are some further studies, but both of them are, let's say, ready to be used. Further cost reduction might come from the increase of production, of mass scale production. This is what the producers are looking for.
Oh, so this is an issue where costs will go down as production gets scaled up?
Indeed, indeed. So this is what producers are addressing at the moment. So increase the production to reduce the cost.
Can you give us a general idea, Daniele, about which regions of the world will be producers of green hydrogen and which will be consumers of green hydrogen?
Well, at the moment, there are some major countries which are, let's say, addressing the concept of the hydrogen economy. So we have seen, of course, Japan since many years. China is, let's say, moving toward it or trying to think about it. Korea also is kind of addressing it. Australia is strongly involved in that. So they are mostly, let's say, as a producer. So they're trying to produce a large amount of hydrogen. Europe is, of course, let's say, on both aspects in producing and consuming hydrogen. There are some other countries involved, let's say, like Morocco is involved, Canada is involved, of course. Major hydrogen companies are in Canada. US is somehow, let's say, coping with the concept of hydrogen. But at the moment, let's say, is still difficult to say who is going to produce and who is going to consume, let's say, mostly because the concept of hydrogen is still, let's say, in the very early stages.
I want to talk about one specific example, if I may, and that's Saudi Arabia, because they've indicated that they're going to be investing in solar in a big way. And of course, given their location, they have excellent solar resources. And they've recently been talking about how they're going to use that to get into the hydrogen economy in a big way. Is that kind of a model we'll see, as countries that have really, really good solar resources that produce electricity very cheaply, that makes them good candidates to become hydrogen producers?
Absolutely, yes. Of course, yes, because we are going to see a large amount of electricity produced, which might be also like a cheap, low-cost electricity. And it, of course, is going to be one way to increase the production of hydrogen. But it has to be specified that it depends how hydrogen is meant to be used. It means that hydrogen is not going to, it's going to be integrated with the use of electricity. So hydrogen is going to be a part of the electrification process. So it's not going to compete with electricity, but it's going to be part of it. So of course, installing a large amount of solar to produce hydrogen is not going to be cost effective, or not all the time. So it has to be specified like case by case and how hydrogen is meant to be used.
Great. Well, thank you very much for this, Daniel. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Markham. Thank you for the invitation.